D. Assurance of integrity is another point. Assurances of integrity. Fiscal data should meet accepted data quality standard, and budget forecasts and updates should reflect recent revenue and expenditure trend. Underline macroeconomic development. Underlining macroeconomic development. We are saying here that fiscal data should meet accepted data quality standard, budget forecast and update should reflect recent revenue and expenditure trend, underlining macroeconomic development. Data in fiscal reports should be internally consistent and reconcile with relevant data from other sources. Major revision to historical fiscal data and any changes to that classification should be explained. Ethical standard of behavior for public servants should be clear and made public. Purchases and sales of public assets should be internally audited, and audit procedures should be open to review. Audit procedures should be open to review. Fiscal information should be independently scrutinized. Fiscal information should be independently scrutinized. All public finances and policies should be subject to scrutiny by national audit body, or an equivalent organization that is independent of the executive. The national audit body or equivalent organization should submit all reports, including its annual report, to legislature and public themselves, and published it themselves. Let us look at the conditions that facilitate the promotion of public accountability. Conditions that facilitate the promotion of public accountability. In addition to the two conditions of rendering of account and holding to account earlier discussed, the following condition will facilitate the promotion of public accountability. 1. Existence of democratic institutions that allow for changes in leadership through free and fair election. The assumption that public accountability will enhance by a civilian government replacing a military government will remain a mirage as long as the leadership can always dance to the legislator's tune. Coupled with the ability to rig election unbated, and as such, public accountability can never be enhanced. The existence of leadership that genuinely believes in and committed. The existence of leadership that genuinely believes in and committed to notion of public accountability, and will therefore ensure that the laws to safeguard public funds are enforced irrespective of the might of the public officer concerned, irrespective of the might or the power or the position or the influence of the public officer concerned. Public accountability can also need the presence of active investigative media. Public accountability also need the presence of active investigative media that will help to keep the leadership on their toes. Public accountability will be enhanced if the generality of the populace do not believe that embezzlement of public fund is part of the political manifesto which the political leaders must achieve while in office at the detriment of the original manifesto. Urgently address the issue of poverty through poverty reduction target government expenditure. The impoverished and unemployed person that relies solely on political leaders for survival are more likely to review accountability of political leaders as ability to provide for their needs irrespective of the source of the money. Let us look at the measures put in place to enhance public accountability. What are the measures put in place to enhance public accountability? The following are the major measures put in place to enhance public accountability in Nigeria. 1, we have the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2007. We have the Public Procurement Act of 2007. We have the Freedom of Information Act 2011. This was signed into law on 28 May 2011, and it is expected to enhance transparency and accountability in the country. We also have Nigerian Code of Conduct Bureau. We have Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC. We have Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC. We have Public Accounts Committee of the two houses of the National Assembly. We also have Office of the Auditor General for the Federation and Office of Auditor General in the state and local governments. We have Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiatives, that is NEITI Act of 2007. We have Revenue and Inspectorate Department of the Office of Accountant General of the Federation. We have Office of Special Advisor on Project Monitoring in the Presidency. Here, let us look at why there still exists no effectiveness in public accountability in Nigeria. Why is it that we still don't have effectiveness in public accountability in Nigeria? Why? What is the cause? A. Nigeria still ranked lowly in corruption perception index. The 2010 Transparency International Corruption Perception Index show that Nigeria ranked 134 out of 138 countries surveyed, scoring 2.4 out of 10. Nigeria still rated lowly for budget transparency, international budget partnership. The 2010 budget index scored Nigeria 18 out of 100 compared to Ghana and Liberia with 54 and 40 points respectively. The continuing existence of special government fund. The continuing existence of special government funds. The special government account include 10% for cocoa levy, 5% sugar development levy, 10% rice levy, 7% port levy, 2% national automotive council levy, ECOWAS levy, 1% comprehensive import supervision scheme, CISS pool levy, 0.5% Nigerian export supervision scheme, 2% education pool account, service charge pool account, EFCC recovery fund, 10% steel pool levy account, 100% cigarette levy, custom title levy pool, IMPL Committee on Federal Government of Nigerian Landed Property. We have Cement Levy, Nigerian Customs Service, 25% Husk Brown Rice Levy Pool Account, 30% levy on sanitary pool account, 30% levy on wines and spirits, check operational account, pension bond redemption fund, consolidated pool account, MOFI optional account, monetization fixed asset. We have FCT house sales proceed account, monetization motor vehicle, 65% wheat flour levy pool account, 15% wheat grain levy pool, FGN signature bonus account dollar denominated. There also exists special account with offshoot from the federation account. There also exists special account with offshoot from the federation account. This include 1.68% FGN Federal Government Development of National Resources, 1% Federal Government Share of Derivation and Ecology, 0.5% Federal Government Stabilization Account. These funds do not require appropriation from National Assembly, and the government does not render account to the public for these funds. The government should take a look at these special accounts and offload them into the national budget. Where the government decides not to offload all of these, it should render an annual account to the National Assembly and the public on the use of the account retained. Next point is non-provision of penalty for breaches of Fiscal Responsibility Act. Unless this particular area is addressed soon, the purpose of enacting the act may be defeated. Non-establishment of National Council on Public Procurement. Non-establishment of National Council on Public Procurement. Since the Public Procurement Act came into existence in 2007, the provision of the Act requires the establishment of National Council on Public Procurement, which is to be headed by the Minister of Finance, has not been complied with. This is the council that the BPP is supposed to report persistent breach of the Procurement Act to. Let's look at this example. What is accountability? Differentiate clearly in relation to public accountability between rendering account and holding to account. So question 1 says, what is accountability? As explained earlier, we said that, let's provide solution here. Accountability. Accountability. We say accountability is the requirement. Accountability is the requirement to provide explanation. Is the requirement to provide explanation in a record and accounting format, an accounting format with relevant documents. with relevant documents if required, on public fund received and disbursed